Hi everybody, welcome to Mary's Craft Room, Sundays at 7, live Facebook for you. Tonight we are going to do Friendly Hello from the Celebration Catalog. I hope you've all had a great weekend. I've been busy crafting all weekend long, stayed in because it was so darn cold outside, so crafted all weekend long, and wasn't sure what I was going to do for you tonight, so I thought I would show you the Friendly Hello set that I just love out of the Celebration Catalog. Now, this is a $100 set, so if you spent $100 on product for an order, you could pick this bundle, which is a really nice polymer stamp set. Let's open that up for you. Okay, so they're polymer pieces, and then it comes with this wonderful package of DSP, Designer Series paper. So many different patterns are in there. I've showed it to you before, but just all kinds of pretty patterns, and I've wanted to use all of them. So I haven't gotten to the purple with the flowers just yet, but I wanted to show you a few that I have done. So of course we did this tonight with the white paper, all right, with different designs, different colors. Every color that's in here is on there. There's basic black, fresh freesia, granny apple green, petal pink, pool party, and shaded spruce. So tonight we are going with, I decided to use that color theme and go with granny apple green, and then pool party and fresh freesia. And I really like how it turned out. I hope you do too. So two other cards that I've used with this paper. There's a gorgeous pool party in black. So I did this card last week for my kickoff event for the mini catalog. If you can see, that's got some Winka Stella on there. So I did the pool party. I did a flower from Flowing Flowers set. And then I just used the paper from this set, and Time for Happy Dance with another flower on there. And of course, you know me and my envelopes, another flower on the front. That's pool party, so it's a little light. Then I used the Amazing Silhouette, and I used the Fresh Freesia paper that was in there. And I thought that was kind of cool. So it's just very monochromatic, just one quick stamp there, and use the dies, white and black. I thought that would pop really nice on there. Popped it up with some mini dots, and used some Winka Stella on there, and on the inside left it blank, just did the butterfly. And did the butterfly on the envelope too. All right, so those are some that I have done using this paper. And now tonight then, I'm going to use the next paper, the white one. I really liked that too. Let's pull out a bigger piece so you can see it. So this is some of my new organization too. I've bought some 12 by 12 heavy duty sheet protectors. So when I have a pack of paper open, I just cut down the piece here, and then I can put the paper in there, and it stores so much nicer. So here's the paper that we went with. All of the colors are in there, and it is so cool. So you could pull out any of those colors for this picture, or for this card. So we've got the birds are going, and they go very random. They go every which way. You try and think that there's going to be a certain straight way, but one's upside down, one's right side up. So they're just kind of random. All right, so we're going to put that aside now. And let's get to the card. And we're going to do some coloring tonight. Okay. So if I don't see any comments, I don't see anything showing up on my comments right now. So sorry about that. If you're leaving a comment or saying hello, I don't see anything. All right, so let's get on with the card. So I used, put my blends over to the side here, but you'll see I'm using Crumb Cake, the Fresh Freesia, Pool Party, and the Granny Apple Green, both light and dark of these three colors. Let's put those aside for a minute. Okay, so then I have my basic base for Granny Apple Green, 5.5 by 8.5, and then you score at 4 1/4. We'll take the bone folder and give that a nice crease. Then I went with Pool Party, okay, and then that is 4 by 5 1/4. So I can go ahead and put that down with my adhesive. Okay. I was also busy working this weekend on Valentine things. Next Sunday at this time, I will actually be in Texas, so there will be no live. I'm going to take a nice golf trip vacation with some family. We're going to fly into San Antonio on Sunday. I'm going to, you know me and my layering, I'm going to do the same color on the inside. And my daughter lives just, whoopsie, we got a schmutz on there. That's okay, it's going to have to stay there. My daughter lives just an hour and 15 minutes away in Austin, so she is going to come down and meet all of us. So there'll be a couple of her, one of her aunts and two of her uncles and a cousin and his girlfriend. So she's going to spend the day with us in San Antonio. We're going to stay overnight there. And then on Monday, we're going to get up and drive 2 hours to Corpus Christi and do some golfing. So we've been checking the weather, and it looks like it's going to be in the 60s for the highs, but still warmer than here. All right, so now I've got my Designer Series paper, my DSP, and now this is 375 by 5, 3 3/4, I'm sorry, by 5. So I'm just going to put that down. Okay. I hope you all had a great weekend. Well, there we go. There's some comments. Hi, Eva. Hi, Jenna. Facebook is acting weird. Thank you. I thought it was just me. You know, that wouldn't be a first either, though, you know. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Sue. Oh, my gosh, I got a whole group of you today. I hope you guys like this card, and I'll give you a sneak peek at some of my Valentine stuff when I'm done. Okay, so now we have this. We've got this all set up. So now we have to do a little bit of our cutting and stamping here. So I got my color and contour set out. As you know, some of you know it's my favorite set from the annual catalog this year. I love the stamp itself, but I also love all of the dies. I use these for layering a lot. So I used this one for a vellum layer. And I'm going to take this one out because we want that for a white layer. Okay. I don't like putting white on top of white. I want something else in there, but I didn't want to cover up all of this pretty paper. So by using the vellum, you can, when it's up close, you can still kind of see through it. So that's kind of cool. All right. So I already pre-cut the vellum for us. And now I have got a white scrap. And I'm going to stamp the bird. And I'm going to use my piercing mat because it's a polymer stamp and it's much easier that way, right, Jenna? Jenna had to convince me of that, and she was correct. Got my stuff going in here, out of here. So sometimes when the stamp is a little bit bigger, I just turn it upside down like a lot of you do, and then ink it all up. So then I can look and see if I've got enough going on there. And I'm just going to put this right in the middle here. I want to make sure I have it going a good direction for the bird and the flower and leaf here. Press that down nice and hard. And there we go. Really good. Turned out great. So now I just have to step behind me, use my cut and emboss, and I'm going to use my die here, and I'm going to cut that out, and I'll be right back, and we will color. So I have my cut and emboss set up right behind my video station. So I can still talk all loud for you so you know I'm still here. And I've got it almost cut. And away we go. Here's the plug. There we go. Okay, so that cut out really, really nice. So now let's do a little bit of coloring. Now I'm going to be the first to admit that a big bird like that is not my forte, but I did the best I could, and I'm okay with it. I also got out, I just need to get my pool party ink. I thought I was so on top of it, I thought I had everything. So I tried doing just the blends, but then I used a little bit of the pool party with the blending brush too to help out. So I'm going to start with the bird and get that done. So what I did was I took the light pool party and just kind of filled him all in, and then I work around that. I fill in with a little bit of darker, try and leave a little bit of white in there, kind of for the belly. Not a whole lot. Ooh, my lights went out. Not really a whole lot. And then I tried to play around with it and took my Pool Party and my blending brush, and I just could go around on there just a little bit. So the white has got a little Pool Party in. Kind of hard to tell, but it works for me. I liked it. I have just a little bit is filled in here, so it's not stark white. Okay? And then I'm going to take the dark Pool Party, and I just kind of go down on the lines. I follow those. And then make the tail just I kind of fill that in with a little bit dark. I kind of like that. Go around his belly, shade a little bit. Again, I'm not the best at shading, but I find if I just keep kind of playing with it, put a little in there, and then I'll go over it again with the light one, and it kind of blends it in. I'm going to do a little bit more of my little Pool Party with my brush in there, kind of like that. And now I just want a little bit more dark on the lines. And then I'll stop playing with it. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it's like, ugh, when do I call it quits? Okay, so I have my bird, and it's basically just all kind of blues. Now I took the crumb cake, and I did the branch in the crumb cake. I tried a sample one in cinnamon cider, but it was just too dark for me. It stuck out just a little bit too much. A lot of times I'll stamp one and play with it first with colors and see what I like. Because like I said, coloring is not really my forte. But I keep working at it because, you know, you got to get better, right? I'm going to use, I think I'll start with the light. We'll see how that goes. The light Granny Apple Green, and I just go inside the white on the leaves that show up there. And actually you can go over top of the black, give it a little bit of a green hint to it. So we just have the green in there. And now we're going to do fresh freesia, and I'll do the whole flower, and then I'll do the center with, I'll do the whole flower in light, and I'll do the center with dark, and I'll shade it up a bit. Flowers, hi Julie, hi Lori, hi Lorraine. Flowers are much easier for me to do. Let's see if I can get this down just a little bit here. See where I'm at. They're much, much easier. Birds and animals are something I always need a little more practice on. But I still like doing it. I'm really glad they came out with the blends. They're really fun to work with. My classes all like them. I did a card today. I had, I call them my church basement church ladies. I have 3 ladies from my church that come once a month. And they like to color too. So they had a pretty card they did with flowers and the bumblebee. And pale papaya was nice. Okay, so I have the purple all filled in. Now I'll go in with some dark. So I'm just going to take the dark, I'm going to kind of follow all of those little lines in there. I'm actually going to go over the whole center of it with dark. Then if you just follow the lines, it gives it a little extra contour. So we have 1 month down for celebration and 1 month to go. Still plenty of time to get stuff. Plenty of time to take the great deal of signing up with getting 2 free stamp sets. You can sign up to be a demo like I am, or you can sign up to be a discount shopper and just get it for the discount like most of my team does, and they love it. So you can do anything like that. All right, we are going to do one other little thing, and my little flower, And he is missing, so I did this on the envelope, and I will do that. I missed that flower. It's out in the other room. So we'll do that later. But now we can take, I'm going to do the Wink of Stella, and I'm going to put my Wink of Stella in the center of the flower and kind of go out on the dark stuff just to give it a little pop. I like to Wink of Stella a lot of stuff. Just gives it a little extra zhuzh. Okay? Now, let us put that. Let's take that up. And we'll put that right on the vellum. I think vellum is an underused product. I love it. And I always forget about it too in classes. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of there and just place it on the front of the card. Pretty symmetrical for me. I thought of doing it off-centered, and then it came down to, nope, you like it straight, so that's the way it went. Okay, so let's take those off. And we have them all off. Okay, so now I'm going to put, because at first I thought, oh, you could do this, that would be fine, but I didn't. I went straight. So we're going to go like that. We're going to put that on. And then I was looking at our In Color gems, and you could use the fresh freesia on there if you wanted to. My last one I used the, which one did I use? The So Succulent, or soft suede, I'm going to say soft suede, and it's not, you know, it's the light green one. Anyway, I put that on there because it kind of was a mix of the Granny Apple Green and the Pool Party, but now for this one tonight, I think I'm going to use the fresh freesia instead. Alrighty, and let's see here. So we're gonna just use our fingers because I don't see my Take a Pick tool. Man, I thought I was so organized. I love it. So we're gonna put one right down here. Okay, and then we'll put one right here. And then we'll just take one and put it right here, up here, like that. And we are good to go with that. So I think that's really pretty too. And we're going to do the inside piece. Set this aside for just a second. We're going to get our pad back out. And we have black. And we have the words I'm going to use, the hello friend. And I'm actually going to do that because it's a big one. I'm going to do that upside down also, just to make sure I have enough black on there. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell with the polymer, and you end up not having it as dark as you like. But the Stamparatus works great for making sure you have it nice and dark. Because if it's not right the first time, you can go back. Looks like I've got a little hair on there, but we'll keep that. That's fine. So I've got that, hello friend, and it's not even in the screen. Hello friend. And then what I did was I took a little scrap of the paper, the DSP, and it matched the Granny Apple Green. So I thought, well, I'm going to put that on the very bottom there to give it a little extra punch. Because then on the inside, I've got the green and the Pool Party, and then the white, which would have been fine, but I thought tying in a little bit more of the green would be a good idea. And again, Mary has to have how many layers? At least 55. I don't know, something like that. Lots and lots of layers. I like layering. There we go. So there's the inside. So let's put that on now. And then the last thing we'll do is give it a little ribbon, and we are good to go. Then after I'm done, I will go find my flower, and I will do the envelope. Put a little flower and color it with the Granny Apple Green and the fresh freesia, and a little Wink of Stella in the middle. See that? Pretty? And we'll have a second envelope done. So there we go. Now let's put a little Pool Party ribbon, tie it all together. My area here is looking just like my table when I craft. A huge, huge mess. And I know all of you craft like that too. If there's anybody out there who's a clean crafter, I want to see their workspace. I'm nice and organized for the most part, so I don't worry about getting messy anymore. I have a very, very good friend, Lisa, who's been working with me for the past 6 months to get my area so organized. And I tell you guys, it takes nothing to get everything all prepped, and to put away is a piece of cake. So every night I am all picked up and put away, and I can come down and have a fresh start all the time. So now let's give it, so I added that, let's give that a little trim, like that. And it's nice because the pool party ribbon is so sheer that it just adds just a hint of color up there. And there is, let's get that back up there, and there is our final card. What do you think? I hope you like it. I kind of love it. To me, it's kind of, yours is a mess. yeah, Sherry. To me, it's kind of very, very springy, and I really like that about it. So that's the card I did today. So we'll put that aside, and I did want to quick show you, before I say goodbye for the night, I wanted to show you some of the Valentine things I was working on. I have some candy treats here. So I used, last week, remember I had the ladybug set that I demoed. Well, I had seen so many people do it with a bee, and so I turned it into a bee, and if you can see, I put a little tail on him. See that? Isn't that cute? Just use vellum for the wings, add some bumblebee stripes on him, and I did Be Mine. So I have 4 of these done and 4 of these, and then I'm going to use Sweet Talk for the last 8 M&M sleeves that I have. Then I also did some treat boxes. I think I may have shown those before, but I had had purchased 2 packs of the treat boxes. They are all sold. I didn't even get to show them to anybody, but we have that one, and we have this one, which I believe I showed before, and we have this one and this one. So today I did, I think, 16 of them, and they are so super cute. So I have been so busy with Valentine's Day, but like I said, we leave next Sunday for Texas, and I have no more time for Valentine's, so this is it. Next Saturday, I am in Stoughton at Autumn Pearl, which is a coffee shop and hair salon that my niece owns, and we're going to be doing a Valentine card that can hold a gift card in it. I don't have a sample at this time. It's on my Facebook page. But we're going to make that. People can walk in, buy a cup of coffee or any kind of beverage, come over by me, and for $5 make a very cute Valentine's card. I don't have a sample because I gave it to them to advertise with, but it's very cute, and use the Sweet Talk treat, or Sweet Talk bundle, and I just love it. That's the Sweet Talk bundle there. So I'm using that. So that's what I've been up to this weekend. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks, Jenna. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. Stay warm and happy crafting. And I will be back live in 2 weeks after I come back from Texas. Take care. And again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. Have a great week.